Hi, everybody. Good morning. We're freezing in here
My
today.
goodness.
Cold in here.
I feel for both of you.
It's so cold in here.
As someone who likes it colder, it is cold in here.
I know.
I'm watching her walk around the whole station. I feel like is there a happy medium
Get up here with us.
Yeah, okay. Can I just do this?
Yeah, you can
sitting down
stand.
there is weird. Yeah, I feel for both of you. It's very warm and muggy outside, but they fixed our air conditioning and they did a great job.
Fixed.
Wow.
Fixed it to
They
make
made
it absolutely.
They made it nice and cool
They sure did. It's working. I can tell you that much.
for you guys.
Every woman in here has like a blanket on. We're all frozen.
I know, I watch in the newsroom, I'm like, wow, blanket, large winter jacket. And I'm just like, oh, it feels so nice.
You're like just thriving in here. A man's world.
Sorry, I didn't touch the air
We're
conditioner.
just living in it, Aaron.
I've been turning it off, so you're both comfortable. So I have nothing to do with it.
We
Good morning
appreciate
to
it.
everybody who's with us. Jeff and Lori, Megan, good morning, Linda. Kristen says Katie looks a little cold. Yeah, Taylor's got a blanket wrapped around her. I've got my jacket on my lap.
We're contemplating putting a heater back here.
I think I'm going to get a little space heater. If I can run a fan, I'm running a space heater.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
I'm going to stick
Well,
it
happy
right
3rd of
here.
July, everyone.
Happy 3rd of July.
Independence Day.
It's a little
It's
Eve.
warm outside.
I
It's
know
just
that's where I need to
feels
go.
like December in our studio. Yeah.
Exactly. Might snow in here.
Okay, what are we talking about today, you guys? 4th of July fireworks. And we brought Aaron in too because we figured a lot of people are probably going to go to the Bison's game tonight.
Yes, so we got the maps all queued up for us. We have a number of fireworks displays going on this evening. You have the Bisons, of course, I guess East Aurora, and maybe Kenmore too, having some fireworks.
Oh,
So
let
if
me
you-
look that up while you go
Yeah,
through the
if you
map.
could.
Yeah.
Here's the latest hour-by-hour forecast, and it's actually showing fewer showers and storms for later today. So around 6 o'clock, we have some rainfall. And then tomorrow, we start with some clouds and with sunshine. And then we get into Friday with partly sunny skies with a chance for some storms late in the day. So looking at your Bison's forecast, can't rule out a couple of showers after around 6 o'clock. Between 6 and 8, there'll be some few showers, maybe a downpour. But afterwards, after the game, looks like the weather will be fine. Partly cloudy, mid-70s during the BPO concert. Can't rule out a delay during the game, so we have to run in and get a little shelter, and then they'll continue with the game, and then they'll have the fireworks and the BPO afterwards. For the 4th of July, no problems at all. Partly sunny and warm, mid-80s at 4 p.m., and then mid-70s around 10 o'clock when a lot of you are going to be outside enjoying the fireworks.
Okay,
Maybe
so-
a ball cap today.
What's that?
Maybe a ball cap today. Protect the hair.
Yes,
that's
I
right.
wear a visor, so
Oh.
if the hair gets wet, it's okay.
Oh, you would wear a visor.
What's that?
You would wear a
Such
visor.
an Aaron thing.
I love the visor. I don't. The head. I don't know. Head's a
Restricting.
weird size. This big monster.
You got a
melon.
weird head.
I've
I
got
don't
a
know
weird
what else
head,
to tell you.
so I can adjust my visor and I wear it.
It can
and
get tough.
plus, it's from like where my son went to school. I'm like, all right, I got something from the school that I pay for. So I'm gonna wear this thing.
This-
Wear
that
that
was really
visor.
expensive. Okay, Allegheny County, Cuba Lake has their fireworks
There we go.
tonight.
I knew there were a few more.
Ellicottville has some tonight.
Okay.
Ooh, missed down there.
Oh, there were a few more here. Akron,
Akron.
Buffalo, as you mentioned, in Salem Field,
East
East
Aurora.
Aurora, Tonawanda,
Okay.
Hey, a lot going on tonight.
Yeah.
Batavia,
Oh,
Lockport. Niagara Falls State Park has them the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th.
Olcott.
sheesh.
Olcott has them tonight too.
That's so cool. I love
And
like
Perry.
when you're by the water and you look and you can just see the fireworks from all the different locations for today and tomorrow, like up in Canada even, and then all along the Lake Erie shoreline, the
Yeah.
Niagara River.
If you get in
So
a good spot, you can just kind of pop.
you get in a good spot and you can see them for miles. So
See
hopefully
them all.
the weather cooperates. Later today, it should be fine, like around 9, 10 p.m. Before that, you'll be dodging.
Can
for
you
rain
answer this for Danielle really quick? What's the weekend
Sure.
looking like in West Seneca? She wants to have a big yard sale.
Okay, chance for a late day shower on Saturday and dry on Sunday. So Danielle, your garage sale forecast, I should make a graphic for that. Looks like a winner. Because there are garage sales, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all across Western New York.
Jeanette says it's a cool dad visor. And Howard says hat cause men to be bald.
Oh, okay. Well, there we don't.
Now you won't
I
be.
don't
Gotta
know what to
keep
say
that
on that.
hair.
It's a lot grayer than it has been, but and thank you for the cool dad visor comment.
Peter says he goes to Niwanda Park for the fireworks when he lived in NT. John, can you turn your computer down a little? That's so loud. Do you hear that?
I think because the air's so cold,
Yeah.
the sound is
Exactly.
traveling.
I think someone said, "Oh, ladies, enjoy the weather we're having because it's gonna get cold soon." I would love to enjoy the weather. It was Howard. He said, "Oh gosh, gals, enjoy the weather this time of year. Snow and cold coming soon."
Oh, I do enjoy the weather.
I had an
outside.
opportunity to enjoy the weather. I
Like
would.
my nose is starting to run. It's so cold in here.
Like, I don't really think that people really understand. Yeah.
We're
Wonder what
having
the
a
thermometer would
Cuppies party
say.
where the Cuppies get in here so they can
Yeah,
feel how
and they
cold
can
it is.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just
Your
wait.
second cup of coffee will freeze in here.
Yeah. Elizabeth's wondering how Friday is going to look for outdoor activities.
So Friday, most of the day is fine. Late in the day, most of the rain coming in after around 8 p.m. on Friday. So we do have some storms developing Friday, mostly Friday night, continuing, into very, very early Saturday, then a lull. Then after around 2 or 3 o'clock on Saturday, some storms will pop up. Kind of a typical summer pattern, hot,
Yeah.
humid, the chance for an afternoon shower or storm. Best chance will be across the southern tier. You get with that lake breeze influence, and it kicks off some storms.
Nice. Connie says she ran into Ed and Russ yesterday. That's
Wow,
nice. Ed's
where
out
at?
enjoying his little vacay.
Oh,
Debbie says
so
the
it's
air
a
conditioning is set
staycation.
for Ed.
I know. No kidding.
Oh.
It really is.
Yeah, and wait till he's like not cold enough and he's turned the air on, and you're literally going to see your breath.
I know.
I feel for you next week.
Peter says he wishes Amherst still had those fireworks. Yeah, UB doesn't do them anymore.
UB's fireworks are great because that's where we would
They
go.
were great.
It was
Really?
We
I
used
didn't even know they used to do them.
Oh my God, it was awesome. Right at the stadium, they do them.
yeah, or over their lake too, right?
Yeah, I guess that's where it was. And you could go to the stadium to watch them,
Yeah.
is what I'm thinking. Or we'd go over,
We
like,
park on Audubon.
we'd go off Millersport,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the most part. Maybe sometimes off Audubon.
Remember, we had the minivan through the kids on the roof, and then
Best place for them.
Minivan and advisor. I know.
Yeah, minivan and a visor. I don't have the minivan anymore, but I'll still have the visor.
Yeah, there you go. Keep the
So,
visor
okay, if
going.
you're going to the Bison's game tonight, bring a hat of some sort. Maybe
Yeah,
something to
and
cover up a
be
little.
prepared that download our app and you have the radar with you,
Yeah.
and then you can see where the rain is, and if it's coming toward the stadium, head inside for a little bit. and then
Okay, you
go
know
back
what?
out.
You also might see at the Bison's game tonight. You don't have to stay if you don't want to, but if you want to, you can stay, Aaron. You know what you also might see at the Bison's game tonight? This cool ATM.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's an automatic thank you machine from KeyBank, and they
I'll
are.
stay for a second
Okay.
because I've missed the story all morning.
You
but I
wanna
saw
see
you tease it,
Okay, and you
and I'm
got
like,
excited.
what else
What
can you
is
say?
this
Got them
thing?
except for money, and then you said they
Right.
give like free tacos.
So it's an ATM that gives out a thank you note. They call it an automated thank you machine. Yeah,
Can
and
you still get money from it too?
you cannot get money from
No,
it. No,
so you
it's
Oh.
for
put your
special
name
treats.
in. You don't put like any of your card information or any of that, and you don't have to be like a KeyBank customer or anything like that. Put your name in. You'll get this little note. It has a thank you. It's a little box, and it'll come with a treat in it. So in this one, there are some cookies, but in others there are tacos. Sometimes it might be a toy.
There's literally tacos in some of them.
I'm game.
Okay.
I would eat a taco out of an ATM.
I
Would
don't know
you?
if I'm eating a taco out of a box on a bike, but I would eat a cookie.
Yeah, I would eat a cookie for sure, and a
Where
toy.
is this? And where
So
can I
it's
get
a
my free
mobile
taco?
one. Do you see? There's a guy actually riding a bike, and
Yeah.
he's like bringing it.
Solid job.
It's going to be outside the Bison's game tonight,
Oh, awesome.
and they're going to have it at a couple other places throughout the weekend.
Outside.
Smart place to be tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking probably a sellout, and it's usually the biggest crowd of the season.
Hope
so.
you got enough cookies in there.
Yeah.
Everyone's chasing the guy.
I want to thank you right now.
Yeah.
So I thought that
That's
was a
cute,
really
though.
cool thing.
It's a fun
That's
way to
awesome.
like connect with the community, give them something cool. You're probably, going to be like looking around for it.
Yeah.
Where's the thank you.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of a cool, different thing. Like that, I've never seen that before, so that was kind of neat. Peter says, "How cool, how cute! It's like getting a Happy Meal at McDonald's."
Exactly.
For sure.
That
Yeah.
is awesome.
Collect all
right.
the toys.
I'm going to go warm up
Later,
in my studio.
later,
Must
dude.
be nice.
Must be nice. Yeah.
See you guys.
Let's
See
take
you
a
later.
blanket.
If you have any
Bye,
other questions,
Aaron.
just call. I'll be over.
We'll let you
Jeanette
know.
says it's awesome. She wouldn't have known what it was if she saw it. Well, now if you see it, Jeanette, make sure you go over there, stick your name in, and get your little toy.
Does anybody else have the pet peeve of when people say ATM machine?
Yeah, I mean that's not what it is.
But the M in ATM is machine. So it's automated teller machine, not automated teller machine. But
This is automated thank you machine.
ATYM.
Mhm.
Cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
My mom says maybe they're using overdraft fees to pay for the cookies. Maybe they are.
There you go.
Oh God. Let's see here. We also had Justin says he loves how much fun everybody has at work.
Well,
Thanks, Justin.
they're fun and we freeze.
Yes. Okay. What else did you want to talk about?
The housing thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's talk
Okay.
about that.
So since COVID, obviously a lot more people working from home, and there's a lot of empty space in office buildings. So Common Council member Mitch Nowakowski's idea is to turn those into housing units.
Mhm.
All those offices that aren't being used anymore, 1/6 of the office space now unoccupied, 20,000 fewer people coming downtown for work. So hey, why can't we use that space to house people?
I love the idea.
Interesting idea. You had some questions though about
I
it.
do. Because I had a couple questions about what buildings specifically he was thinking about, and like if some of them are partially being used as office space now, then are we like putting residential and office together? Which I don't hate either. I think that's kind of a cool idea. How
Live in your
feasible?
workspace.
Yeah, how feasible is this? Like is it hard to transform those spaces? Like the one thing I'm thinking about is like, okay, maybe you could do like an electric stove, but like if an area is outfitted for office space, can it easily be residential?
Will your
space?
washer dryer be there? Will you have an
Exactly.
oven?
Do you have the vent
those
for
kind
your
of things?
dryer? Are you able to there's no
Yeah.
gas for your, I don't know, maybe there's gas with the heat, so maybe you'd be able to do it. I don't know enough about that, but I think it's a cool idea. I like the idea.
And then how expensive is it going to be?
Yeah, and how or who will pay for it is another great
That's a
question.
really good question.
I have a question for the cuppies who are here with us. Are you or most of the people back in the office? Or how important has work from home been to some people? Because literally he's saying there's 20,000 fewer people in Buffalo these days.
And people I know that work from home love it. They would not trade it. I have a friend who commutes into New York City, and obviously she hates doing that as much as she only goes in the office maybe once or twice a week. And she said it's absolutely changed her life and she loves it. I mean, for our job, we have to be here. We can't really have that situation. There's other people who can't really enjoy the luxury, but people who do get to do like either hybrid or remote that I've heard from would never go back to 5 days a week in the office.
Right. There's a lot of people that is a really important thing for. I don't mind coming into the office because I just feel like my house, I don't have it outfitted right now for an office. I guess I did when I had to be home before.
Yeah, but I like the separation of church
I
and
do
state
too.
that's there. I
I
like
do
to
too.
get up, get out,
Yeah.
and kind of be there. And then my home is kind of, I can chill and just hang out here.
Yeah.
And then I can go to work and chill.
Yeah, and I
Amazing.
definitely, there are days that I've worked at home and done some stuff at home, and like that's fine. It's a nice little mix.
Yeah.
I do think if I did it more regularly, I'd have to like make more of a.
Office.
I'd have to set the office back up and
Right.
like really be in that mindset too.
Yeah, Lori says she would rather be in the office. Tell us why. What's the best part to you about coming into the office? Is it hanging out with your coworkers, getting that like face-to-face time? Is that separation of church and state we talked about?
Yeah, Justin says I work in a prison. I'd like to figure out how to work from home. I don't know
Yeah.
if you'd like to figure that out,
That
Justin.
would be a little bit tough.
Kristen says we didn't buy a house to expect me and my husband to be working home full time. That's totally the case.
How do you change your house though to make sure that you're not like bumping heads from each other?
So I can tell you, my sister and brother-in-law, like they would share, like they bought their house, and now my brother-in-law works from home sometimes. And I think that like it took time to figure out where he was going to go because they had the house like set up a certain way. And for a while he was working here, then he was working here, then he was working
kids
here.
running around.
They have 2 little kids. So it was like, how do we make our house and what we have as our house work for what we need it to do now?
Yeah. Lori says she loves to be around people. Like that's her number one. She wants to be around people. When you're at home, it can be a little bit isolating. Maybe you're on like Zoom calls or
Yeah.
Teams meetings, but it's not the same as it is like, being with people, having that
Yes.
actual face-to-face interaction.
Agreed. My mom and I have talked about this. Like it's that when you're at work, you need to feel social. You need to feel like you're a people person. We're people,
Yeah.
right? And so I feel like that's definitely part of it.
But I think the flexibility is awesome. If you're not feeling too well, or if you need to like run and have a doctor's appointment, the ability to be
Yes.
like, hey, I'm going to work from home today, or I'm going to do half in the office and half at home is
Yep.
probably just so nice.
I have
'Cause
another friend who's
Right
got kids in
back for it.
school. She'll go pick them up, come back, get back on meetings. You know what I mean? Leave herself that like lunch hour break that's a little bit later in the day because she can just eat her lunch at her desk when she's actually hungry, be working, and then take her time a little bit later to go do stuff like that. So that's
People
great.
say they're more efficient too when they're at home. They can just be in their space.
See, and that's one thing. When I was at home, I had a hard time unplugging because
Really.
I couldn't be like, now work is over
Right.
because work was still there.
When I leave this building, I can't do anything else. I'm done. I sometimes don't even bring my laptop home. Don't tell my boss. But I I'm done. You completely disconnect. You go home. It's different. Won't be logging back in until you get back into work.
Interesting. Let's see here. Peter says he's been working at home since COVID, maybe been in the office 2 to 3 times. He would go back either hybrid or to 5 days. Jeanette says, it's changing my life, probably will continue to. My fiance had a really comfortable situation being hybrid. Too much. In fact, we might move back to be back and forth to Buffalo, not ready for that much of a change.
Yeah.
Kristen says he has a desk in our bedroom and I'm in the loft. We don't have an extra bedroom.
Okay, that sounds like an interesting setup.
Michael says many Dell workers refused to go back in the office just a week ago. You know what, John? We might want to shut that door if we can. I'm not sure if you guys can pick up. on
People
all
are in the
that.
office here. I'll tell you that.
They're doing a little construction in the studio next door, and it gets a little loud at times.
Just a little bit.
Binner. Binner says, I want to work from home. It would save me in gas and 45
Oh,
minutes to work, 45 minutes, and that time you could be working. Now, that's an interesting.
Right.
That's a good argument.
Sometimes the commute is the worst part. If you take the commute out, you can spend more time working. You don't have to deal with, there's not much traffic
Mhm.
here, but however you get to work, that's kind of
Yeah.
45 minutes is a long time.
Kristen, remind us what you do also, because she's saying I work way too much being at home. It's too easy just to hop in and work.
Yeah,
That's
you have
how
that other
I felt.
idea. You're like, oh shoot, I forgot to send that email. Instead of just being like, I'll do it tomorrow, you're like, yeah, I'll just do it right now. All of a sudden,
That is exactly how I felt when I
Love
was
that.
working from home. I'd be laying on the couch. I'd be like, okay, my work day's done. I'd lay on the couch and I'd forget to turn the alert off my computer. All of a sudden it'd be like, ding. And I'd be like, oh, I better check and see if that was
like
X, Y,
Slack
and Z.
noise happens, and you're like, oh no.
Uh-huh.
It's already bad
Interesting.
enough with the phone. You know what I mean? Like, you're constantly getting the emails and the texts, and you're like
Mhm.
trying to unplug from all of it.
Yeah.
I've gotten much better, I will say, at like unplugging on my weekends.
Yes.
And when I'm off, or like
Agreed.
even in the hours before and after work, like I'll check in a little bit, but like
Uh-huh.
I will take this phone and just put it away.
I have too. I really have tried, and it's not easy to do, but you kind of, you get used to it. Kristen says she does inside sales for a local company. Don't have an office for my company, so I've been home since before COVID. Oh, you were an early adopter.
Yeah, she's ready to go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool. Okay, one more thing we wanted to talk about too is the Save a Lot on Buffalo's East Side. Remember we talked about
The
this
Broadway
a couple weeks
Market.
ago? Because it was closing.
Hmm.
Then people found out it was closing because there was a sign on the door.
Right. Said sorry for the inconvenience, closed. Which for some people is just, they're out of luck now. What are we going to do? I mean, the one man we had speak this morning was like, moms and babies, they come here, but they've had issues with shoplifting. They're behind on the rent. I mean, they don't really know how they're going to keep
Right.
the doors open.
So we had one of the employees on air, maybe, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and he was saying people would run in and fill like a garbage bag with meat and run out the door. That's the kind of shoplifting that they're dealing with.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
wild.
And so we just heard from Mitch Nowakowski that the rent is $60,000 behind at that property. And it doesn't really sound like the owner wants to keep going. Maybe this owner just doesn't see it as a feasible thing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would be so stressed out if that was my situation every single day. Like,
Mhm.
how is he going to, one, maintain with the
Right.
money problems?
Yep.
Two, if you've got people coming in and stealing from you, I wouldn't want to keep it there.
Mhm.
But then you have the situation where you are a resource for so many people in that area, because
Yeah.
if you take this Save a Lot away, there really aren't that many options. There isn't Aldi there, but
That's
Aldi
across the street. Yep.
sometimes a little limited, and you can't always find name brands at Aldi.
Yeah. Although Save a Lot is a little bit of
It's a
the
little
same.
similar, but
yeah, but I could
good
see
to have
Aldi
options.
and Save a Lot having opposite things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can't find it at Aldi, you can find it at Save a Lot, maybe vice versa.
Do what you got to do.
Mhm.
But then other than that, you have Ray Miller's, which is a little far if you live in that area.
Bray Miller's is far. Yeah, because we mentioned it today on the newscast, but I specifically mentioned it's downtown. It's
Mhm.
not over on the east side. I mean,
Mm-mm.
that's going to take you time to get there.
And so many people don't have transportation to get to places like that. I mean, the reason that this place is so good is because people can just walk in,
Mhm.
get everything they need, or get a ride. If this isn't here anymore, I think a lot of people are gonna struggle.
Yeah, and then of course we have the Tops over on Jefferson. But so the city, Mitch Nowakowski says, hoping that the city will be able to find somebody to go into this space. Again, this is a Save a Lot that's built into the Broadway market.
Which is interesting too, to bring back to the housing conversation. I know a lot of people don't want to live downtown because of that situation. There's not really a close grocery store, and
Mm.
Ray Miller's is there, right?
Yeah.
But let's say you live, I don't know, a little bit up, and what are your options really?
Yeah.
I don't know too many people that live downtown. Do you know people who live downtown? Do they love it? I feel like people live
John lives
outside
downtown.
and then come in.
John, do you like living downtown?
No, it sucks. It's terrible.
I mean, there's one gas station. Ray Miller's pretty much your only option for groceries.
What is it that you don't like about it?
It's legitimately 15 to 20 minutes to get anything done or go anywhere other than Key Bank
You
or
mean like a
7
grocery store?
Target, anywhere.
Target's far.
Any shopping that you have to do, it's 15 to 20 minutes minimum. And that's if you go up to Delaware, and that's not a good Target. As,
I mean, for a
as I said
while,
before.
exactly. For a while, this was really a place that people pretty much only worked. So it seems like it's built around, there's a couple lunch spots and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's not really, it doesn't feel as though it's a place where you're supposed to live.
Marguerite. John pulls no punches.
At all. He goes,
Very
"It
true.
sucks." There's just not that many kind of home area things.
Yeah.
I lived downtown for my first 2 years here, and that was always a struggle. You have to leave
Yeah.
the immediate area if you need anything, or you want to go anywhere.
I forgot that you were downtown for a couple of years.
Mhm.
See, Linda says living in the country, listen, they have to drive to all the stores too.
Yeah, but you have
Totally.
land and you have space. I mean, downtown, you're kind of, and if you're living in an office space, you're kind of cramped up next to a bunch of people. I'm just not really sure, like, what, unless you're being close to your job, what the real benefit is. I mean, in other big metro downtown areas, there's usually just more developed down in those areas, and they have more
Tina says
things for you to do.
45 minutes to her for anything good. Aaron says, oh, because Aaron's downtown also. This is Aaron who works with us. I go to the Tops on Niagara Street. That's the only decent grocery store that's nearby.
Yeah.
And she's down this way too.
Yeah.
You know, and we're up in North Buffalo, so we have the Wegmans there, and we have the Target.
Dashes.
We have Dashes.
There's so many options.
We
We
go-
have the Co-op, Dashes. There's Wegmans, and then Target's right up there.
Mhm.
There's Tops.
But you
there's
know what's funny is
Aldi.
I go to Aldi to do my grocery shopping. I go to Tonawanda.
Are you really? Why? You just like that one?
Mm-hmm. The
Interesting.
prices are better.
No Aldi is made the same.
No, Aldi is made the same. And I can tell you that I've price checked at the one on Elmwood, and the one on Sheridan Drive in Tonawanda is cheaper. And I don't know why. I mean, Aldi's such a big store. I have a guess that it's maybe loss prevention,
Mm.
but I don't know.
I go to the one on Main Street because it's so close to me, but I do prefer the one on Elmwood. But
You
that
know,
makes
you
sense.
should price check. You go to the one on Main Street often?
Yeah,
I should have you price check. Do you know like how much stuff, if I told you some things, would you know how much they cost off
No.
the top of your head? No.
No.
So I'll have to have you price check like
I'll look.
a dozen eggs. Although I did notice eggs, we're doing price check on Friday this week because we just had kind of a busy week, and I did 4th of July stuff the other day. But I did notice that eggs at my Aldi really shot up this week. I'm wondering if it's because people are cooking for the 4th of July, baking.
Maybe.
You know what I
I
mean?
figure more people are going to run to the store last minute shopping.
Because they
get
were
that
like
kind of stuff.
154. Don't quote me on the prices, but I want to say it was like 154 last week, and this week they were 267.
Wow.
Huge jump.
That's a really huge jump.
Uh-huh.
We're going to get these people with
Mhm.
this 4th of July.
I haven't
shopping.
finished price checking for everybody yet, though, so I'll have to take a look and see what it says.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Marguerite says Aldi prices in Naples, Florida, the same as in Batavia. She was surprised. Interesting, because I'll tell you what, Marguerite, this is why I said it, because I went to price check the one time at the Aldi on Elmwood, and the milk was like $1 more. I'm like, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Uh-huh.
For milk, too?
For a gallon of milk.
Oh my gosh.
It was like 260 something, and it was like 3 something at the Aldi on Elmwood.
Mm-mm. Nope, not for me.
So, and I do, bread, chicken, eggs. The chicken's going to stay the same at all the Aldis now because they dropped it for the summer. That was like one of their.
Oh, really?
They did. It's down to $2.19 per pound for chicken breasts,
Okay, good to know. I
which
will
is a
go
pretty good
there.
price.
Yeah, I do usually Trader Joe's first, and Trader Joe's has pretty good
Did
prices.
you get meat there?
Yeah, I get everything I can at Trader Joe's,
Mhm.
and then anything else that I need for like the little recipes that I do at either Aldi or Tops.
Mhm. Howard says eggs on the road, Route 93 in Ransomville, $3 for a dozen of brown eggs, good prices and homegrown.
Mm.
I used to work with a guy who had eggs. He was in East Aurora, I think. And he would bring me in a dozen eggs, and they were cool. They were brown, they were green, they were like all different colors because his chickens would lay all different colored eggs, and he would say these eggs come from happy chickens,
Does
'Cause
it
they
taste
were
like
like-
a happy chicken egg.
cage free, free range. They just ran all around.
Yeah,
They
I
were
love
cool. Mhm.
I would love if someone would hand deliver.
You
me
would
eggs.
open that dozen of eggs, and no two eggs look the same. Like they
That
were
would scare
all
me a little
cool,
bit.
different colors. Like I'm trying to think of like this like greenish kind of color it's in here. So many. It was really cool.
But the egg was fine.
Yeah. Like a
Interesting.
normal egg that you would eat. The yolk was a little bit darker looking than what you'd get at a store.
That's fine.
Mhm.
As long as it's good to go. Who says? Michael said at one time Buffalo Shops had shops and stores on every corner. Now with the poor economy and crime, not so much.
Sherry says eggs seem to be cheaper at Walmart and BJ's. I would agree with that. They can really buy in bulk, and Aldi can too. It's just something I noticed this week. I'll be interested to see. I got to price check Walmart's eggs prices and see what they were this week too.
Marguerite says you Buffalo area people are so lucky you have so many grocery stores. I do love the options.
Well, she's in Batavia area.
Yeah, it's different.
Linda says they get eggs from a family on Route 249, $2 a dozen. Julie likes the
Nice.
jumbo eggs at Tops. They're worth the extra. Most are double yolks. Oh my God, we used to get such a kick out of double yolks when we were kids.
2 yolks in one egg.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
You've never seen it?
No.
Well, so if you buy regular large eggs, you usually don't get them. But if
Yeah.
you buy the jumbo eggs, a lot of the time you will get double yolks. Mhm.
That'd be cool.
It is. Oh my God, my mom used to go, it's what, double yolk, double yolk. We'd be going nuts. We were little
Double
kids.
yolk, let's go, double yolk.
Yeah, it was cool.
I love it.
It was a cool little thing when we were kids. That's for sure.
Carrots is brown are the best. Blue are better than white. Blue?
Yeah, so that's what I'm telling you. This guy, the chickens had eggs. They were like this color, and there's nothing here that's exactly that color, but it's like it was like a bluish green color. It was really cool. Happy egg or happy chickens. That's what he used to say. I thought it was so cute.
Chickens.
These are my happy chickens. Yeah. Everybody, thanks for joining us today. Have a great 4th of July. Have a safe 4th of
Enjoy.
July.
Yeah.
You're here tomorrow with everybody.
I'm here tomorrow, so get ready to have some 4th of July fun. We're gonna
Fantastic.
have a great time.
Have a great time. We'll see you guys. Bye.